Today we will talk about the functionality related to the approval process. Sometimes when we're dealing with approval process, what we could do is we could actually specify what kind of fields we would like to add into the approval page layout, and it's simply let's say, select pick list from where we could specify in terms of our object what kind of fields we would like to include. And for example, if we are using different kind of let's say record types on the actual object, so what is happening is we could actually create different approval process for the same object but for different record types, and then specify different approval process page layouts for different record types. Like for example, if you have different kind of cases, for one of them you need to show one list of fields and for another different. So that means that you will be able in that manner to specify different approval page requests, let's say layouts, right? In that case, you will be not in situation when you will have to show to the actual approver tons of fields, which is not necessary for you to actually do. And at this moment, there are one situation which might be a little bit confusing. It's, for example, you decided to use some kind of different fields, and the actual approver, before the approve or reject, could, for example, change value in some field. Like, for example, delivery status, right? He would like to change it just prior to approve that record. Maybe it's this small adjustments that need to be done for that record to be approved. So at this moment in this layout, that record details that you just selected in the previous steps will be read-only, and the workaround to do so, what we could do is we could build a custom screen flow, place it somewhere on the page, and this custom screen flow will allow us, based on that record that was selected for the approval request, to modify the related fields. But we need to be accurate with that, because this approval request, it's the same, like object will be used when you will implement approval process for different kind of objects. And in that manner, in our screen flow, which we will run on the approval request, we will need to make sure that we will run it against the specific object. Like for example, if it's equal to a specific object, then we would like to show for example, edit form, and on that edit form we would like to use this target object ID, right? For example, in that case we could see that it's equal to opportunity, and for example, if it will be equal to case, if it will be equal to incident, if it will be equal to any other kind of object, you will be able to specify different kind of forms. And at the end, you could see that in terms of the decision, here we have related object decision. And that means that for your implementation, you could have here, like for example, if the object equal to opportunity, you're showing form related to opportunity object. If it's related to another object, then another form. At the end, what you will need to do is you will need to go to the Lightning record page, edit that page, and drag and drop your flow directly on that page. For example, you could drag and drop it somewhere in the sidebar if you don't want to override the like basic layout. And in that case, that exact person who will perform this approval will be able to also approve or reject that record if you also allow them to be able to like edit that record in the approval process settings. And at this moment, that's only just for your information that that, let's say, workaround could be implemented. So thank you guys, and cheers.